Good morning. I'd like to share with you this morning our process at my institution for building an exclusive excellence action plan in academic libraries, what led us to create this and the process that we followed and where we are 1 year into the program. I've already been introduced, and this is me before the pandemic, where I think we all looked a little better than that. So I'd like to share with you some of the highlights of our Inclusive Excellence Action Plan. Regretfully, my university made national headlines when a group of our first-year students chose to burn their textbooks as a protest against a Hispanic author that was brought to campus to speak to them when she talked to the students about their white privilege. They took offense to this, and that evening we made the national news. We were on CNN, the Washington Post, and of course, as librarians, book burning is something that obviously just does not set well with us, right? It gets to the heart of whom we are. So previous to this incident, my university also made national headlines due to student versus student discrimination. As a result of these and other similar incidents, our newly appointed university president took some serious actions, and he wanted to change the climate and the culture of our institution. Now, my institution is in Georgia, which is in southern United States, and so changing culture in a southern state is very difficult to accomplish. The president hired a consulting firm to work with us, and he did an intensive study over 6 months of the diversity, equity, and inclusion climate in our 3 campuses. The consultant made 7 recommendations for improvement. 2 of those directly affected all of us at the university. The first was that we hire the first ever Chief Diversity Officer at our institution. My university, Georgia Southern, is 116 years old, and again, it's in the South. So the idea of hiring a Chief Diversity Officer really did not sit well with a lot of people. Many people welcomed it, but a lot of people wondered what changes that would bring. My university is part of 26 different universities in the state of Georgia. And when our president hired the Chief Diversity Officer, the first mandate to the CDO was that he create an Inclusive Excellence Action Plan within his first 90 days there. Well, he was not able to accomplish that in 90 days. Actually, he was not able to accomplish it in 180 days. It took over a year to get to the point where he was able to share with us a template that we all used. Every division in the university and every unit in the university had to create this action plan. We are now into our first year, the completion of our first year of that plan. In order to complete this mandate at the libraries, as the Dean of Libraries, I was able to create what we called a University Libraries Diversity Council. So I invited our students, our faculty, and our staff to participate and to help us create this. They worked with the Chief Diversity Officer and also with the legal office to ensure that we were in compliance with university policies. I was very heavily involved in helping to write that, coordinating the plan as well. When we felt we had somewhat of a plan that we could share with our colleagues across the libraries, we held a series of town halls. We had 4 goals in our plan, and at each town hall, we talked about one of those specific goals. And then we asked our constituents, so what else could we do besides what we had already thought of and had in the plan that could help support our goals? And so after about 4 drafts, we got to where we were about a year ago with our plan. There have been some changes, but change has been rather slow, unfortunately. We have changed, we have a lot of people whose attitudes and their culture, they're from the area, they felt that things were fine just the way that they were. And regretfully, I actually had many employees who chose to leave, not only the libraries, but the university, because they were not on board with the changes. And so as they left, we hired new people. And I think now I feel like we're at a place where we're beginning to see some changes. And we see this in our collections. We see it in the events, the types of events that we have. And we see it also with the staff and the folks that we have hired. It is a more diverse environment, and that is something that we're all very proud of. So while it was extremely painful to create the plan, I believe that there are some changes that are happening as a result of that. And it's really something for us to be proud of. When we were working on this plan, one of the things that we found that was rather distressing to us was that everybody had different ideas on different terms. And so the university created this statement on inclusive excellence, and this was our guiding principle. So should you decide to do something like this at your institutions, having a common vocabulary is very important because everybody then understands what it is that you wish to achieve. I would say do not wait until you are asked to do this. Do not wait until you reach the national news outlets because something happened at your institution. I would suggest that rather than being reactive as we were and learning the lessons the hard way, that you be proactive in trying to create a plan that is all inclusive. I would also suggest that you write and you share widely the plan. You make this inclusive excellence plan part of your strategic plan if you have one, and then you incorporate it into, we use a scorecard every year where we take objectives, out of the strategic plan and out of our inclusive excellence plan to ensure that it's at the forefront. And we have, as I said, made some progress, but I'm very looking forward to the future. So I would just say, if we've all heard the idiom, where there's a will, there's a way. My sense is because you're likely in this presentation that you have the will to make changes, and I hope that you find the way. And I did bring with me some samples of my action plan, and if you would like those to take them back and review it, you're welcome to them. Thank you very much.